Happy Diwali, Pavan.
Jai Goranga, happy Diwali.
Yeah, we're in the same room. All right.
Wishful thinking.
Isn't it? Yeah, we don't want the police authorities to know we are in the same room. It's locked down.
No. We rather give those money to the temple than to pay fines.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. Happy Diwali to everyone. May you have a wonderful evening and, and the next year as well, because tomorrow is New Year's. And obviously people are limited to, greet people. I think they say use your mobile phone to ring each other. And so I don't know how it's going to be, because the Gujarati community, mainly they actually go and visit their relatives, and it's a custom. So how are they going to do that? Apparently in Wembley, there's more police on the street trying to stop all that. And some people ask the question, would they do the same for Christmas? So I don't know. It's $1 million question. Right. So what do we have in store for everyone up at the Pavan? Do you know? We're going to the temple straight away, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to go straight to temple. And I believe you volunteered yourself to ding Damodar Ashtakam.
Why not? It's being Diwali and Kartik and all that. As many mercy points as I can. And then I've proposed that your daughter, Gurbani, plays Kibajay.
Yeah, she's run off screaming now to get ready.
All right, we'll go there. We'll go over to the temple now, and I'll sing the Damodar Ashtakam.
And in the meantime, I'll get my kids ready.
All right, you do that. There we go. Are we ready at the temple? Is the Pujari there? Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe Jayo Sachi Nandana Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachi Nandana Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Baladev, Jayo Subhadram. Namamishwaram Satchin Adandadrupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyoloka Ladavamanam Paramristamatyanta Todrutyagopya Rudam Tamo Nitra Yukmam Nijantam Karamboja Yukmena Satankanitam Muhushvasakam Patrire Kankakanta Stitagrevam Damodaram Bhakti Padam Iti Driksvalilabhin Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Akyapayantam Tadiyashita Deshu Bhakti Jitatvam Puna Prematastam Shatavriti Vande Param Deva Moksham Na Moksham Vadim Va Nachanyam Vrineham Varishadapiha Idam Teva Purnata Gopal Balam Sada me manasya virastam chimane Idam te mukham bojam atyanta nile Vritam kuntale snigdam raktisha gopya Muhuchumbitam bimbarakadaram me Anasya virastama lam lakshalabe Namo deva damoda rananta vishnu प्रसिद्ध प्रभो दुःखा जलाभिमानम् कृपा दृष्टि वृष्ट्याति दीनं बतानु प्रिया मे क्षमामज्ञां निजाक्षिद्वेष्या कुबेरात्मजो बद्धा मूर्तिमयद्वत् त्वयामोचितो भक्ति भजौ कृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वाकां मे प्रयच्छ नमो शीघ्रं मेस्ति दामोदरेहा नमस्ते सुधाम्नेस्तु रतिपिताम्ने वादियोदराय यथा विश्वस्याधाम्ने नमो राधिकायै स्वादिया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै स्वादिया प्रियाय नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चित् आनन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभिमोलोकलाघवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्तो दुष्यगोप्या Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhi, Jayo Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhi, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Baladev, Jayo Subhadra, Jayo Sachinandana, Jayo Nitai Chan, Jayo Sachinatana, Jayo Nitai Chan. Raghunandan Raghav Ram Hare, Siya Ram Hare, Siya Ram Hare. Raghunandan Raghav Ram Hare, Siya Ram Hare, Siya Ram Hare. Siya Ram Hare, Siya Ram Hare. So now we'll go over to Guru Vani. They'll sing Kipa Jaya Gura Harti. Jai.
Right. Good morning, sing.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashoda Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashoda Navita Kavane Jagamanaloba Dakini Kaitan Mame Gadagada Dakini Kaitan Mame Gadagada Mekatiya Jetashiri
Yeah, oh, that was wonderful. Well done. The children of Coventry, or well, now you're in Birmingham, but Coventry Yatra, they
Yeah.
sing always sing so nicely. And later on, we have video with all same children doing their bit for Diwali. So we'll be looking forward to seeing that. So Pavan Prabhu.
Haribol.
So let's have you here in the front. Well done. Now, when you were young, did you ever look forward to Diwali, and for what reasons?
When I was young, our bringing up was totally different. I'm from a Sikh family,
Yes.
so there used to be a big festival in my village
Yes.
for Diwali. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but Auntie Prema Manjari would have seen it. They have like a Dasera festival, then I have a Diwali festival, and then the Sikhs on this day will also be celebrating Bandi Chor from 1619 when
Yes.
Gurudev he took out many kings from the prison. So
Har,
that's
Har
what I,
Gobind, Guru Har Gobind. Yeah.
yes. So, but since I come to ISKCON, I mean, that was my village life. So, village life celebrating Diwali is totally different. But since taking shelter of His Holiness Krishnadas Swami, the deeper meaning of Diwali is revealed by the mercy of the Guru. So, it's much and much, much more enjoyable in the UK. So, since I left Bharat, the Diwali has more meaning in the UK than it did when I was back home.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, that goes for most of the religious beliefs. When we were in Bharat, I think we didn't really focus so much on the religion itself.
Yeah.
But when we are here, we miss our culture and we try to understand our religion as well. I find that. And people, when we go to India, people are quite surprised that we live in England and we know so much of our uh, dharma, which even they don't know the philosophy so much. This is wonderful. And I mean, how does it feel now to be in lockdown situation and from previous years to now? The buzz is missing of not being physically in the temple. How do you feel?
Yes, I got to admit the buzz is missing. But since the temple has started doing more Zoom programs, it
Yes,
doesn't spiritually it doesn't feel like a lockdown anymore.
yes, yes,
So yeah, we got the japa sessions which are continuing through Kartik, and
yes,
then the reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam and the
yes,
association of devotees through Zoom. So
yes,
spiritually, it doesn't feel like a lockdown anymore, as long as we are following our sadhana and not just surrendering to the will of the local government and saying, "Oh, this is lockdown. I can't do anything." So I'm enjoying this lockdown, especially spiritually, because it's giving.
spiritually. Yeah, I agree with you. I really totally. And people who are involved, our devotees, they're
Yeah,
all looking forward to it because we had a little gap from Prashoda Mas to
that's right.
Kartik, and they were saying when are we going to start the whole process? And I must say, I really do look forward to the association every evening, which we couldn't do even
No,
at the temple.
yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Wonderful. And I think we have a Kirtan now. Ishani Mata is
Yeah,
going to prepare something.
that's right.
And
There's
do you have a schedule of what's going on today? Maybe you can enlighten the viewers what's to come. I believe there's two videos coming. One is with the
Oh yeah,
children. It's
there's a
Diwali.
wonderful. So just to give an outline of the program for today, so we have shortly in a few minutes we're going to have Ishani, dear sister, coming onto the program and singing bhajans, and then after that we're going to jump across. It's amazing, isn't it? We can't be at the program, but we're going to fly across to Rugby, and
Yeah.
we're going to go to someone else's ashram, Thakor Bhai, because he sings so sweetly. So we're going to be in his ashram, and our ears are going to be blessed by his voice and
Yes.
Auntie's voice, and we'll be hearing bhajans from him, and then Kirtans by Prakash Prabhu.
Oh, in rugby still.
Yeah, so we're jumping across, and he's a Rambhakt, so that's going to be very ecstatic. That is. So I love hearing him as well. So we're still in rugby.
Okay. So it's quite an exciting, different people, waiting different places to do kirtan to glorify Lord Ram, and we'll meet again after the Ishani's kirtan. So shall we go over to Hinckley?
Yes, please.
I
Let's
think they're ready.
travel across. Switch
There
of a
they are.
button. There we go.
Yeah, the lights are flashing. It's
Behind,
Diwali.
behind. real life.
Yes, Lord of God.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Tanut Pranam everybody. Happy Diwali. Jai Shri Ram. So I hope we are audible.
Hare Krishna.
And with your blessings, we'll start with the Kirtan. Please join us. Hari Bol.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित रघुपति राम पतित पावन सीताराम। पतित पावन सीताराम।
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram. Happy Diwali.
Yes, Ram. Happy Diwali. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. And we've had nice comments that people enjoyed your Kirtans and they enjoyed this one. So thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you.
All the best. So that was Ishani Devi from Hinckley. And Shravan Prabhu always puts lovely pictures at the back, and they were showing Sitaram from the manor. And I couldn't help think about Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj was there for installation. He was the one who got the sponsors for these deities. And whenever I see them, I always remember Guru Maharaj. And every time he would go to the manor, he would stand in front of Radha Gokulna and then go over to Sitaram Lakshman and always be, talking to them intimately. I never knew what he said, but it was so wonderful to see Maharaj talking to Sitaram Lakshman. So now we'll go over to rugby, as Pavan said, and Thakur is waiting for us. I don't know what he's going to sing, but it's going to be wonderful. As it is, he's a wonderful musician, singer, and Lila there as well. And both of them are going to enlighten us on Diwali. So may Lord Ram bless you and your household and your family. And may you have a wonderful new year to come. And please glorify the Lord and enlighten everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you
Happy
very
Diwali.
much. Yeah. श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, सगुरुदेव की। प्रेम प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेत राम नाम, भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम नाम। पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेत राम नाम, भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम नाम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। परम शांति सुख निधान नित्य राम नाम, निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम। परम सुख परम शांति सुख निदान नित्य राम नाम, निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। संत हृदय सदा बसत एक राम नाम, परम गोप्य परम इष्ट मंत्र राम नाम। संत हृदय सदा बसत एक राम नाम, परम गोप्य परम इष्ट मंत्र राम नाम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। महादेव सतत जपत दिव्य राम नाम, श्री राम राम Ram 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 महादेव सतत जपत दिव्य राम नाम राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 मात पिता बंधु सखा सब ही राम नाम भक्त जन जीवन धन राम एक धन राम मात पिता बंधु सखा सब ही राम नाम भक्त जनन जीवन धन एक राम नाम प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम 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 श्री 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे राम राम हरे प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम 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 श्री 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 राम राम Hare Bol, Jai Shri
Hare
Krishna, Shri
Krishna,
Ramachandra.
happy
Hare Krishna, that was wonderful.
Krishna.
That was very meditational, you know. I was just thinking, actually, it doesn't take a lot to glorify the Lord. Just say the name Ram, and Lord Ram listens to you. You don't have to say more than that. And Ram means the most pleasurable, you know, Lord. You know, he gives us pleasure, he gives us anand, and we really enjoy that. So thank you very much for that. So now we'll go over to Prakash Prabhu in Rugby, and he's a good friend of mine. So we'll be listening to his glorification of Lord Ram. He's a Ram Bhakt, and so let's have him on the screen. Jai Ho, Jai Ho, Jai Siya Ram. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you.
How are you? All right? Happy Diwali, Mataji. Jai Ho. So I was just going to ask you, how do you feel doing Diwali this way in a lockdown? How do you feel? What's the feeling?
The feeling is it's exciting as well. It's calm because you don't have to and do this and do that to get out of the house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prepare to go out. You know, I'm dressed up. I'm doing my prayers and everything, the divas and the bhog and everything. But it's just that running around it's not there. So that's doing everything calmly.
Very nice. Yeah, you can enjoy it more through a relaxed way. And Prakash, probably the other day, Pundrik Maharaj, he came to the program, and I was just trying to think. All the Ayodhya Vasis were waiting for Lord Ram to appear. And I remember when the Pope came to Coventry, I actually went to the Coventry airport or something like that. There were thousands of people. And the Pope came on a helicopter. And suddenly they saw the small helicopter. And then as he was coming, everybody rode, greeted him. And it was amazing. There was this feeling of this energy just lifted, greeting a personality coming down. And I never forget that, because I remember I was thinking that's how Lord Ram descended into Ayodhya in the evening, and they were excited to see Ayodhya people. And Ayodhya Vasi was saying, oh, there comes our Ram, and Bharat would be most relieved because he would have given up his life if Lord Ram hadn't turned up. So when Pundrikji was there that day on Zoom, so I was thinking, is Maharaj on? Is he there yet? Because we didn't know where his face was going to come. So then Maharaj rang me saying, okay, shall I come on now? I goes, yes, Maharaj, please do. So give me 2 minutes. And I had this beautiful feeling of, oh my God, we're waiting for arrival of a saintly person to enlighten us in our life. So this Diwali has a deeper meaning that we should pine for Lord Ram to come. And as Pundrik Maharaj says, may Lord Ram go into your heart and bless you all, So we should call Lord Ram to our heart. So today I ask Prakash, Prabhu, and yourself, please sing glorification of Lord Ram. All those who are listening, Lord Ram actually goes into their heart and they feel this pleasure of having sambandh relationship with Lord Ram. So I leave it over to you. So please start the glorification of the Lordship. And thank you so much for being part of the program.
So we were thinking of what to sing, and have you heard of Bhushundi Ramayan before? Bhushundi Ramayan?
No. Oh, Kak Bhushundi, yeah, Bhushundi.
Yeah. So this is based on the Ramcharitmanas by Tulsidas ji. In the Uttarkand, which is the last Kand, there's glorification of, there's the Katha of Garud, Maharaj Garud, who had doubts because he went to pick the snakes of Ram and Lakshman, and he started having doubts.
Yeah. Nagpal.
So how can, so Narad Muni met Garud Maharaj, and then he recognized that he had an issue, he had doubts. So he sent him to Shivji. As Garud Maharaj went to Shivji, Shivji says, I am a doctor, but I can't fix your problems. You're a bird, essentially. So I need to send you to a specialist doctor. And so he sent him to Kak Bhushundi. And Kak Bhushundi has been doing Katha, Ram Katha continuously since time immemorial. And he does not wish to leave his body, obviously, because he says this body is the one that's provided me Ram Bhakti. And so there is when Garud Maharaj sat in the congregation of other birds, Kak Bhushundi welcomed him so respectfully and says, "Oh, King of Birds, what brings you here? How can I serve you?" And Garud Maharaj pleaded to him, "Dear Kak, you are the most revered, Ram Bhakt. Please can you enlighten me why this has happened?" So it's a stuti called Bhushundi Ramayan. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes, but it's the whole Ramayan, shortened.
It narrates all Ramayan, and that's it.
Okay.
Short.
So we'll just sing it, and you can all the words, yeah?
And how long will it take? How long will it be? Oh, that's
4
no
minutes.
problem.
If you Google the words, you can be able to follow the meaning, yeah? Okay, ready?
No, we just want to relax and enjoy your glorification of it. Thank you. Yeah.
नाथ काक भूषुंडी जी महाराज की हो, नाथ
सुतारथ भयहु में तव दर्शन खगराज, आय सुदेव सुकरहु अब प्रभु आयहु गिरिकार, सदा कुतारथ रूप तुम्हा कह मृदु बचन खगे, जिनके अस्तुति सादर निज मुख किन्हीं मुझे, सुनहु तात जेहि कारण आयो सो सब भयो दर्श तव पान, देखि परम पावन तव आश्रम जय हुओ संशय नागा,
अब श्री राम कथा अति पावन सदा सुखद दुख पुंजन सावन सादर तात सुनावहु मोहि बार बार बिनवहु प्रभु को सुनत दुर्द के गिरा विनीता सरल सुप्रेम सुखद सुखी भयो दास मन परम उछाहा लागत है रघुपति गुण गाहा प्रथम ही अति अनुराग भवानी राम चरित सहजे सिखानी सुनि नारद कर मोह अपारा कैसी घोर रावण अवतार प्रभु अवतार कथा पुनि गाई तब शिशु चरित कर सिखाई पाल चरित कई विविध विधि मन महा परम उछाहा गवन करे शिकुनी श्री रघुबीर विवाह. So Shri Raghubir Vibha already Ramchandra and Sita have got married already. Bahuri Ram Abhishek Prasanga Punin Pavachan Raj Rasavanga Purvasin Kara Virah Visata Kesi Ram Lakshman Samvada Vipina Gavan Kevate Anuraga Surasaryo Nivas Prayaga Valamika Prabhu Milana Bakhana Chitrakoot Jimmy Bas Bhagwan Sativa Gavana Nagarana Pumarna Bharta Gavana Prema Pavavarna Kalina Pakriya Sangha Purvati Bharta Deja Prabhu Sukarasi Puni Raghupati Bahu Biti Samjai Se Paduka Avada Purvai Bharatara Surupati Sutakani Prabhu Arvati Ved Punigani कहीं विराज बल जेरी बनी जेह कजी सरबंद मरनी सुधी चन प्रीति पुनी और गति संग. So now already they've settled at Chitrakoot. They've met Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj has taken the Paduka back, and they've met Agastya Muni. Prabhu Agastya Satsang. Now they're going to Dandakavan. Kai Dandakavan Pavanatayi Jidamaya Tripuni Gai Puni Prabhu Panchabati Kuttabasa Bandi Nakalani Tirana Puni Lakshman Upadesa Anupa Surapalha Jini Kindita Rupa Karadushan Bada Bahuri Bakana Jini Saba Paramadasana Sastandar Marichi Batakani Dehi Didi Pariso Sabatika Puni Maya Sita Karharana Shri Raghubir Abhira Kachuan Puni Prabhu Gita Kriyati Mikini Badika Bandha Sabari Katini Bhavadi Viraha Varnasana Pudira Jai Vidhi Gaye Sarovar Tira Prabhu Narada Sambhada Kai Maruti Nina Pachanda Puni Sugriva Vichai Balikan Karban Kavi Tilak Kai Prabhu Kata Saira Prabharshan Vas Varnan Varsha Sardaru Ramayus Kavitas. So much has happened. You know, Bhagavan is gone. He's met Karadushan. Sita Ma is now, they're settling in Panchvati. Sita Ma has now been abducted. They've now met Shabri Mata. They've met Sugriv. Bali has been killed. Now they've met Hanumanji. You know, so we'll move on. Kapipati ki sapathai Sita chod sakal vishilan Vibara pravesh kim kai bhati kapina bholi lila sampan Suni sab katha sunira kumara nagat bhayo payodhya Lanka kapi besh simikinha puni Sita idilari Vana pujari ravani prabodhi purdena tayo bhori Aaye kapi sab jahar budai Jai Jai Kusala Sunai Sena Samay Jalkhar Bhira Utar Jai Bal Bhira Lila Vishan Devi Aaye Sagar Nikara Katha Sunai Ek Bandi Kapi Sena Jini Chutri Sagar Paar Jayo Prasiti Veera Bara Jai Bhimari Kumar Nistar Ki Salalai Parni Sivira Katha Kumbhakarna Karnadakara So in this bit, obviously, you may have heard some of the words. So Hanumanji and their team have set off. Hanumanji has already jumped across to Lanka. He's sorted the bits and bobs out, come back to report to Ram Bhagwan. And now the army has set the Setuband and they've already crossed and they've already started fighting. and they've already had a fight with Kumbhakarna. Yeah, so more to go. This is the last bit. Nishichar Nikramrana Bidinana
Ragupati Ravana Samarpathan
Ravana Vadamandodai Soka
Rajabhushan Deva Soka Sita Ragupati Milana Mahori Surna Kinya Stuti Karori Puni Puspa Pichari Kapi Sameta Avada Chale Prabhu Kupali Cheta Jai Gidi Rama Nagari Nithai Maya Sudhita Dari Sivagai Jai Subahori Rama Abhisheka Purvana Sunapaliti Katha Samasta Pusanda Bakhani Jome Kumsan Kahi Pupani Chulita Barama Katha Ganaha Karta Vajana Parabhakta Ayo Bhor Sandeha Suno Sakala Paritarita Ayo Rama Padaneha Sarvata Vaisya Shaka Musudi Maharaj.
And like the Bhagavad Gita, at the end, Kagbhushandi says, Gayo Moha Sandeha Sunohu Sakala Raghupati Charita Gayo Rama Padaneha Prasad Bhai Satilaka. By your grace as the Guru, like how Lord Shri Krishna and Arjun Samvad, at the end, the conclusion was Gayo Moha Sandeha, just from listening to Ram Katha. So, just by reading this Ram Katha, we understand for Morari Bapu that is, you get the fun of doing the whole Ramayana. So, many devotees sing that every day in the evening. And so that's Bhushandi Ramayana, presented by Tulsidasji. And so, yeah, please accept this as the gift of Diwali from us.
Jai Gauranga.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much, Prabhu. That was a beautiful program.
Yeah.
Honestly, you sang very nicely. And Kaka Prashandi, very dear devotee of Lord Ram. His mercy was radiant to 80-mile radius, it is written.
Yes.
So anybody that coming to within a circle of 80-mile radius, they are already by the mercy of Lord Ram, they have got Gyan. So thank you very much. So now we will go across to Haridas Prabhu's ashram. Or are we coming across to you for Bhajan Kirtan?
No, I think, Haribol, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I thought it was videos, Haridas Prabhu.
Yeah, very good. What we're doing is there's a video we done for the children. The children
Yeah.
are part of that, and I wrote this song. And every year for I think for Diwali, I always want to write a fresh song for the children. Because the children, you got to catch their attention. And so you wouldn't believe it. I'll write a new song and all that. And what does Gurusevak sing? The old songs. He always reminds me of the old Happy Diwali and all that.
They're catchy.
Very catchy.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So we've done this one, and the children done very good, because now it's lockdown and we can't be there to direct them. So they're being videoed and they have a theme what they have to do. So each child actually presents it good. And then I did the video, and it's wonderful when the whole thing comes together. It's a lovely video. So if we'll see the video now, and you'll see how beautiful the kids have done it. And it's a new, fresh song, and I hope everybody likes it. So it'll be the video, and then we'll come back to us again. Jai.
Jai Ho.
Happy Diwali to everybody. Happy Diwali to everyone. Light the candles, Diwali is here, here, here. Light the fireworks, Diwali is here, here, here. Have the feast together, Diwali is here, here, here. Give gifts to others, Diwali is here, here, here. Don't forget your past if you want to last. Get down on your knees, jump up and shout. Diwali is here, Diwali is here, Diwali. Happy Diwali to everybody. Happy Diwali to everyone. Happy Diwali lots of fun. Happy Diwali, lots of fun. Don't forget your past if you want to last. Get down on your knees, jump up and shout. Diwali is here, Diwali is here, Diwali. Happy Diwali to everybody. Happy Diwali to everyone. Happy Diwali, lots of fun. Happy Diwali, lots of fun. Happy Diwali to everybody. Happy Diwali to everyone. Jai Shri Ram.
Oh, that was a wonderful video. Oh, great with the kids all around the UK. Honestly, that video had kids from Coventry, Rugby, Milton Keynes, Hinckley. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Haridas Prabhu, for combining that song. I mean, that cannot be easy. All the kids sending you in short clips. And I'm just watching the moods of the different kids, to try and compile something like that together. Thank you very much. Wow, wonderful work. Are we going to have the next video of Lord Ram welcoming to Ayodhya? Go Ranga.
So nice to see you once again. Welcome back to Ayodhya. You can see that we miss you by the tears in our eyes. You have to face many dangers. We thought we won't see you again. So nice to see you once again. Welcome back to Ayodhya. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ram. You can see that we miss you by the tears in our eyes. You have to face many dangers. We thought we would see you again. So nice to see you once again. Welcome back to Ayodhya. Welcome back, Sierra. Welcome back, Sierra. Welcome to Ayodhya. Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back,
Jai, another wonderful video, Haridas Prabhu. Absolutely great. Because absolutely loved it. This is like the first year, actually in Ayodhya. They must be celebrating Lord Ram coming back to Ayodhya for the first time without any restrictions in Ayodhya. So I listened to this video earlier today, and I think this is very befitting in the current time. So in Ayodhya, today, the sun's already set there as well. It's evening time, and I've seen videos in the clippings in newspapers where the whole of Ayodhya is lit up with lights. So this is the first time after
Guinness Book of Records. Guinness Book of Records for number of ghee lamps put on.
Oh, amazing! Honestly,
yes, wonderful, wonderful. I mean, I wrote this, and I was just kind of feeling it. How would I feel if I was there, and inviting Lord Ram and Sita Mata and Lakshmana and Hanuman and others back to Ayodhya, and then Lord helps you to write the music and everything. Then when I was doing the video on the internet, there's so many wonderful pictures, you can select from. And I mean, look at this. These are the lights there. Yogi,
amazing,
the CM has really done it. And next year is pledged to do even bigger, number of ghee lamps. So that's fantastic. Look at that. Jai Ayodhya Dham ki.
Jai Ayodhya Vasi.
And now, I mean, something is happening tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is Ankut. So what are the viewers going to see tomorrow?
Well, the viewers, what they're going to see tomorrow, I think I introduced this last week, that I hope everybody's been texting Anuragi and asking her. I think we do remember that we were going to do an offering to our lordships for Govardhan, Ankut. So I hope devotees have been individually texting, when is that going to be? They should be excited to feed the Lord himself, Jai Ho, Jai Giriraj Ki Jai. So this is a wonderful opportunity for the devotees to feed our Sachinanda Nitai Chand, Jagannath Baladesh Bodhra, and Radha Madhavji. So please, everybody, take this opportunity, especially in the month of Kartik. We say in this Diwali festival, we should be giving gifts. I think that all the devotees needs to wake up in this month and actually give a gift of a donation to the temple, that through this lockdown, we can continue to keep the temple going, and we can continue to pay the pujari, and the facilities keep running. Yes, Haridas Prabhu?
Yeah, talking of gifts, our children and other children who were connected to the temple, they received gifts through the post. I don't know whether your children received something.
Oh, yes, I saw the parcel, and I was like, this is strange, because you always be wary. How did something come dressed to the kids? And then Anuragi texts me, she says, oh, we've sent something from the temple. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had to hide it till this morning.
Yeah, it's a big thank you from the temple to the children, saying, because now they're doing Kirtans and they're remembering shlokas, and they're contributing so much, at such an early age, and it's a good gesture to say thank you very much from the temple.
No, the kids they were really excited to receive the gift from the temple, and they couldn't believe it, that the temple was thinking of them.
No, it's a day of giving to others, to show them that we care and we are grateful, and this welcoming Lord Ram theme is wonderful, because everybody unites in Bharat during Diwali. They have a bit like Christmas dinner, but not like Christmas dinner, of course. We don't want to speak about the unmentionables, which at that time, but it's a wonderful feast. All the family comes together and all that, but this time lockdown would stop that. Maybe some people can meet, and this coming together theme is, I really, really like it. And the more you read Ramayana, the more you hear Ramayana, the more real it becomes. Like in Treta Yuga, which is 1,000,000 years ago, the story still connects you, because it's to do with the family and family challenges. I mean, you've had family challenges yourself, and doesn't it break your heart a bit?
Yes, it does. Yeah, definitely.
And how does the Ramayana then help to what decision to take in the challenges which come, unplanned? I mean, does the Ramayana help people, you think?
I mean, if they read it, I think 100%, because Lord Ram is leading life as an exemplary human being for every stage through his life in Ayodhya, from childhood to youth to growing up to getting married. How is Grihastha Ashram supposed to be kept? And then all the way until Sita Mataji went back, and then Lord Ram took everybody back with him, all the Yodhyavasis. So it is, honestly, if everybody would read, Valmiki Ramayana, or a Ramayana that is their spiritual master is recommended to them, they should read it and open their heart out, like Srila Prabhupada said, and you text out and you said it in your class, that these are not meant for scholarly. You got to feel it from here.
Yes. And now Gurusevak is going to do a presentation. It'll be mixed with a message of Ramayana and some of the nice, famous, classic bhajans. So it's going to be a consortium of all these presentations, a bit like Prakash did. So let's hear the message of Ramayana through a devotee, because when he heard Pundrik Maharaj talk the Ramayana, he actually says, I really like Lord Ram now quite a lot. And so I think you have to like your Ishdev to glorify him and express, what is so exciting about this Lila of Lord Ram, which is eternal Lila. It's not just a one-off and then it happened and it's not going to happen. But every time Lord Ram will come, he will actually face the demons and he will annihilate them, because it's like the light. Every day the sun comes there, it annihilates the darkness. So powerful, the darkness can't stand there. So in the material world, there's so many bad elements. But when the Lord comes, he's like the light. He doesn't even see them really. And they get decimated, and then purity sort of comes around. And for devotees, they are facing so many demons, the internal demons, external demons. They're waiting for the Lord Ram to come, Lord Krishna to come and annihilate them. So then they can fall in love with Krishna or Lord Ram, whatever your Ishdev is, and then live a life of purity. And then when you leave this body, you are with the Supreme Lord, actually talking, serving, and all those things, rather than merge. This merging is not a concept we accept. Let's see what Gurusevak has got for us, and over to Gurusevak. Jai Ho. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready. So, Hari Bol, everyone. Sorry for the little delay, a few technical difficulties. So we'll start with the invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhava Shri Guru Dinatarinam. So, welcome to the wonderful Diwali program. We've already had some beautiful items in the program so far. And today for this class, I thought, what can I possibly say about Lord Ram, Sita Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman? Because so many classes before, thanks to the Lord's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, that I've done, so almost all the subject matters had been covered. So there was one bhajan that I wanted to do today, and within that, some of the story of Lord Ram is actually shown, but also of one of the Lord's devotees. So we'll start at a place after the Ramayana. So this is after all of the adventures of Lord Ram, and he's back in Ayodhya with Sita Mata, Lakshman, and Hanumanji. And he's speaking to his brother Bharat. And he's saying to his brother that introducing him to all of the people that actually helped him in this amazing journey that it turned out to be. And he's introducing Bharat to everyone. And he says that Bharat, this Kapi, this Hanuman, he said, what he has done for me, I can't ever repay the debt. So he's saying that whatever Hanumanji has actually done for me, this debt I can never repay. And Tulsidas wrote such a beautiful bhajan for that. So we're actually, what I'm going to do is part sing the bhajan, explain the bhajan, sing it, and then give class on the topic. So it starts off with Lord Ram saying, Kapi se urin hamanahi. That he said, Bharat Bhai, my dear brother Bharat, Kapi se urin. I can never get rid of the debt to Hanumanji. He's saying that Hanumanji's done so much for me, I can never actually get rid of this debt. And he said, and when he describes the activities of Hanumanji, he says, So yojan maryada samudraki. That this big ocean, 100 yojan, and a yojan is actually equated to about 15 kilometers. So 100 of them. He said, So yojan maryada samudraki, ye kud gayo chanamahi. That he jumped over it in seconds. So this is one of the amazing feats that Hanumanji did. He actually jumped over that in seconds. So we'll cover that more when I expand on it. And the next part of the verse is Lanka Jari Siya Sudilayo. That Hanumanji went to Lanka and actually set fire to Lanka. And he brought the information of Sita Mata's well-being. And you think a person would be so imagine literally the whole of the time from when Sita Mata was kidnapped, Lord Ram and Lakshman are always looking for Sita Mata. And for Hanumanji to do this is such an incredible task that he went all the way there and came back. You'd think he'd be so proud. We do something really little and we get proud. I sang a little bit, it sounded good. I feel so proud. Someone did some decoration, it looked nice. We feel so proud. These are very, very small things and we get so proud over these things. What Hanumanji did is beyond comparison for Lord Ram. And he said, But garva nahi manamahi, that he doesn't feel any sort of pride for this. So this is a beautiful quality of Hanumanji. So this is the verse and the first bit of the chorus. So we'll actually start and sing this. So Anuragi, can you give me the note? Bharata Bhai Kapi se hurena hamanahi. Bharata Bhai Kapi se hurena hamanahi. Bharata Bhai Kapi se urena hamanahi. Kapi se urena hamanahi. Kapi se urena hamanahi. Bharata Bhai Kapi se urena hamanahi. Soyo jan maryada samudra ki. Soyo jan maryada samudra ki. Ye kud gayo chan mahi. Lanka jari siya sudlayo. पर करव नहीं मन माही कपि से उरे न हम नाही परत बाई कपि से उरे न हम नाही परत बाई कपि से उरे न हम नाही कपि से उरे न हम नाही कपि से उरे न हम नाही परत बाई कपि से उरे न हम नाही परत बाई कपि से उरे न हम नाही. So this is a wonderful achievement by Hanumanji. If we actually look at this, everyone knows the Lila, but when Lord Ram, after the Chaturmasya, gathered all of the monkeys together, he split them up into 4 parties, going north, south, east, and west. And the way he split the monkeys up, the Lord knew Hanumanji's party was actually going to find Sita Mata. So if you look at the personalities in Hanumanji's party, it was amazing. Hanumanji himself, Angad, Jambavan, Nal and Neel, these are all like the top of the monkeys. So just before going, Lord Ram called Hanumanji on the side and he said, I'm sending everyone, but I know that you will be the one who will find Sita Mata. So Lord Ram was wearing a ring and he took the ring off and he gave it to Hanumanji. And he said to Hanumanji, take this ring, and when you meet Sita Mata, show it to Sita Mata. And actually you can tell her and give her proof that I have sent you. So Lord Ram knew that Sita Mata would want some sort of proof, some sort of evidence. So when he gave this ring to Hanumanji, it said that Hanumanji actually put the ring in his mouth. So you think that's a strange thing to do. This is the first time I heard it. It was a really strange thing to do. Why would Hanumanji put Lord Ram's ring in his mouth? And you'd think he'd like put it in his pocket, or if he didn't have a pocket, I'm guessing he was wearing a dhoti. He would tie it up like maybe Sudama did with the rice that he took, tie it up in a little thing and tie it to his waist or something like that. But he put it in his mouth. And it said, why did he put it in his mouth? And he said when he got to the other side, when he showed it to Sita Mata, the actual ring had the words Ram written on it. So the words Ram is always emanating from Hanumanji's mouth. You say Ram from your mouth. So that's why Hanumanji put that ring in his mouth. So this is the name Ram. The only place that's suitable for it is my mouth. So Hanumanji's party, when they went down south, they came across this amazing cave. The monkeys were so hungry, they'd been searching for almost the whole month. They'd been given 1 month by Sugriv. You have 1 month to find Sita Mata. If you don't find after that, don't bother coming back. So Hanumanji and his party had gone down, and they found this mystical cave, and it had so many nice things to eat and drink. And the monkeys, imagine like you've seen monkeys in Vrindavan, they don't wait. If there's something that they want, they'll simply go grab it and take it. But these monkeys, Hanumanji stopped them immediately, goes, look, there's something odd about this place. How is there all of a sudden a magic cave with all these things to eat and drink? And Hanumanji said, there must be someone in charge of all these things. So they asked, who is it? Who is it the one who owns this place? And this Devi appeared saying, this is my place. He goes, all the food and drink here you're able to eat, but you can't leave this place now. You have to stay. And they said, no, we've got a job to do. We need to find Sita Mata. And the Devi blessed them, said, okay, fine, eat whatever you want, and then I'll release you from this cave. When they were released from the cave, they actually found themselves on the actual ocean shore. And there, Jatayu's brother they met. And he actually, he was an eagle, so they could actually see for many, many miles, very, very accurately. And he saw, and he told the monkeys, Sita Mata is actually there in Lanka in Ashokavatika. Well, I don't know if he didn't tell them she was in Ashokavatika, but he told them they're in Lanka. And look at the bhajan, it says, So yojan Maryada Samudraki. So yojan. If it's 15 kilometers for 1 yojan, that's like a crazy amount of 1,500 kilometers. It's a big distance. Look at the way a human can jump. The maximum, I think, is probably like 2 or 3 meters, something like that, from the Olympics. So the human's ability to jump is very small. So even the monkeys of that time, they were so incredibly powerful, they started asking amongst themselves, who here can actually do this? Who can actually leap across the ocean? And some of them were saying, I can jump 40 yojans, I can jump 60. Angad said, I can jump 100, but I'll be too tired to make the jump back. And they went to Jambavan, and Jambavan is actually the son of Lord Brahma. He is so ridiculously powerful. He actually fought against Lord Krishna when Lord Krishna appeared. So he was still there then, and he was, at the time, it's said in Srimad Bhagavatam that Jambavan was actually the strongest person in the world at that time. And he even fought against Lord Krishna for so many days before realizing that that was actually Lord Ram he was fighting. So Jambavan said, he goes, I'm old now. He goes, in my youth, he goes, I could jump so far that when Vamandev was actually appeared and he increased his size to the size of the entire universe, I actually jumped and circumambulated Vamandev 7 times. So you can imagine, forget Soy Orjan, that's like ridiculous amounts of length to jump. And he said when Jambavan was circling Vamandev, he actually became proud. And Vamandev realized this, and with his shoulder, he nudged, Jambavan. And I think he broke Jambavan's shoulder, and because Jambavan's pride was then taken away. But that's how strong Jambavan was. He goes, in my youth, I could do that. He goes, but now's not the time for me. I can't make the jump and make it back. But then he reminded Hanumanji, he said, you, Hanumanji, are the strongest amongst all of us. Because Hanumanji had been cursed to forget all of his abilities. So when reminded of these by Jambavan, Hanumanji's size grew and grew and grew, and he became so huge. And it's said, like you always see in like these superhero movies, when you see Superman taking off, they always do that like superhero crouch, where they crouch down on one knee. And even when they land, they always land like that. If you ever watch the superhero movie, you see they always land down on one knee, and like it's like, and you see the ground like cracking. And this is symptomatic of someone incredibly powerful. So when Hanumanji was going to lift off, even though he'd grown to massive size, he went to a mountain that was literally next to the ocean, put his foot on it, and did that basically kneeling down, like you see of Hanumanji's picture, ready to fly. And it said when Hanumanji took off from there, it was with such force, all of the trees from the mountain actually uprooted, and just from the force were following him for so many miles, because Hanumanji took off with such speed. When Hanumanji went to Lanka, and the Katha is very long, but very briefly, he went in and was looking everywhere for Sita Mata. And when he found her, he had just seen Ravan basically having a go at Sita Mata, saying, if you don't accept me as your husband within the space of the month end, I'll give you to these Rakshasis to eat you. And actually Ravan, there's a reason why he had put Sita in a Shokvatika and was asking her to accept him as her husband. People would think, well, if this person is such an evil person, Ravan, why couldn't he just force himself upon Sita Mata? Well, actually, this is the habit that Ravan did make beforehand. He used to, just whatever woman he liked, he would either abduct them or force himself upon them. He was a bad guy. And it's actually said that, you know, in Damodar month, this is Damodar month, and so you see the Yamal Arjun trees, Nal Kuver and Manigriv. These are actually the sons of Kuver. Now, Nal Kuver one of the people who were those trees, his wife was Ramba, and Ramba is a great, what do you call it, demigoddess. She's like one of the society girls of the demigod world, and like incredible, like ridiculously beautiful, the Apsaras are. And one day Ravan saw her, and even though Kuver is his half brother, so Nal Kuver is basically his nephew, and that's his nephew's wife, he still forced himself on Ramba. And he said that Nal Kuver cursed Ravan that if you ever force yourself on a woman ever again, you will die immediately. Your heads will explode and you'll die. So after that, Ravan basically couldn't force himself upon anyone. So even though Ravan, they said that he's very, very handsome, and there's so many Apsaras doing tapasya to try and become his wife, and he had so many wives, still now, because of this curse, he couldn't force himself upon anyone. So Sita had to accept him. So he was trying to bribe Sita Mata, saying, look how much palaces I've got, I can give you this, I can give you that, I can give you riches, I'm the king amongst all the Rakshasas, you'll have honor. She goes, what's the use of all of this? My Ram is like the supreme Lord, I don't need anything from you. So Ravan was employing so many ways to try and trick Sita Mata. So when Hanumanji went there, he started singing the glories of Lord Ram. And actually when Sita Mata saw him, she thought it was some Ravan's trick. And so when Hanumanji showed her that ring, she said, yes, this is the ring. I've seen this on Lord Ram's hand. And she's overcome, and she actually referred to him as Vat's son. And he said that after Sita Mata called him son, Hanumanji actually became like a really incredible, like, beloved of Lord Ram and Sita Mata. That Vats, that blessing from Sita Mata, calling him son, gave him all protection. And Pandit Maharaj's grandfather actually said that at that point, Hanumanji had seen, because he was there for like I think a day or so, he had seen Sita Mata applying is it kumkum, the red stuff? Yeah, so the kumkum, and he asked her, why do you apply this? And she said, so that my Lord Ram, my husband, can have a very long life. So Hanumanji thought, this is great. So he got a whole load of kumkum and put it all over himself. And so he's all red. So Sita Mata said, what have you done to yourself? And Pandit Maharaj's grandfather said that red kumkum that he had put on actually protected him from the fire. He said, because he put that on to say, may my Lord Ram live for so many millions of years, Sita Mata blessed him, and that kumkum actually protected him from the fire. So obviously after that, when Sita Mata said to Hanumanji, take back with you a brooch. So she'd taken the brooch off her hair. And this is actually, Guru Maharaj actually told us this. When Sita Mata was leaving for the forest, Vashishta Muni's Dharma Patni had actually, I think it's Anasuya, she'd actually put so much jewelry on Sita Mata's body that it was covering practically all of her body. And her sister was married to, I think, Agastya Muni. And Agastya Muni, when Lord Ram met her, his Dharmapatni had put the rest of the jewelry on all of Sita Mata. And he said that when Ravan went to grab Sita, she was literally like, basically like an Iron Man suit. It's a terrible example, but basically, that's how much jewelry Sita Mata had. Ravan didn't even touch her because there's so much jewelry on her. So Sita Mata gave this brooch to Hanumanji, and actually, Hanumanji, after burning Lanka, going and seeing Ravan and all that, when he went all the way back to see the monkeys and go and tell Lord Ram, when he met up with the monkeys, on the way back, all of the other parties had actually come back. And Sugriv said, there's one party still remaining. And he said, which party is that? And he said, Hanumanji's party. And from the south, Sugriv heard an announcement that there's a particular garden which was dear to Sugriv there, where he's growing so many things. And he said the monkeys had destroyed that garden coming back. And Sugriv thought they must have good news. Because of fear of me, they would not even touch that garden. If they've gone through the garden and they've destroyed it and eaten all the fruits, it means they must have great news. So immediately the monkeys came in and everyone started saying, we found Sita Mata, we found Sita Mata. She's in Lanka, and everyone was really, really happy. And Lord Ram was so pleased when he heard this. As soon as he started asking the monkeys questions, so where was Sita? Where did you find her? They didn't have the answers because they're not the ones that did it. So quickly, everyone just stopped saying, we don't know, we're not the ones. And then someone came and started actually saying the glories of Hanumanji, saying, actually, it's Hanuman that did it. He went there, he destroyed all of Lanka, he burnt it down, he saw Sita Mata. And he said, when Lord Ram was hearing these glories, he was so impressed, and Hanumanji was getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And he said that when Lord Ram says, so where is Hanumanji? Find him. And he goes, we don't know where he is. And Hanumanji was like the size of a fly. And Lord Ram saw him, he goes, Hanumanji, what are you doing? He goes, come back to normal size. And Hanumanji goes, all these monkeys are saying that I'm doing this. He goes, but all I know is this ring that you'd given me, that took me from here all the way to Lanka. And this brooch that Sita Mata has given me for you, this took me from Lanka all the way back to here. So you can see, he goes, the bhajan says, Par garv nahi man mahi. He doesn't feel proud for all of these things. And when Lord Ram saw Hanumanji and saw this brooch, he started crying. And when Hanumanji told him everything that Sita Mata had told him, and Lord Ram said, give me some proof that you've seen Sita Mata. And Hanumanji said to Sita Mata, to Lord Ram, Sita Mata told a pastime of one thing that only you and her know about. That one day Ram and Sita were sitting together, and Indra's son, Jayant, took the form of a crow and actually bit Sita Mata's foot. And because he heard, this is the Lord there, so let me go and test. Like Haridas Prabhu gave the class the other day, these demigods go and test the Lord to see, let's see how strong he is. And so the Jayant bit Sita Mata's foot and decided to flew off, thinking, see. Lord Ram took a blade of grass and whispered into there the mantra for Brahmastra and let it go towards Jayant. And this blade of grass was a Brahmastra chasing Jayant everywhere. Jayant's flying around everywhere trying to get away from him. Yeah. And so then he was trying to find everywhere, and he went and bowed down at Lord Ram's lotus feet. And Lord Ram said to him, you have to now have some sort of punishment for it. So this Brahmastra took out Jayant's eye. So you can see, and when he said this to Lord Ram was so pleased with this. And he said, yes, you have met Sita Mata. And Gosaiji said very nicely, at that point, Lord Ram said, what can I give you, Hanumanji? What can I give you? I'm so happy with you. And he said, the main thing that Lord Ram gives even to his devotees is hugs. And he said that hug that Lord Ram wanted to give to Sita Mata, he goes, come here, Hanumanji. And he gave Hanumanji that hug that he wanted to give to Sita Mata. And you can imagine Hanumanji is so ecstatic. So, I think we're running a little bit short of time. So what we'll do is, we'll finish the rest of the bhajan, and then if we have any more time after that, we'll do a bit of a class on the rest of the points. Sorry, because of the technical difficulties, we got a little bit late. Bharat Bhai kapi se hurina manai. Bharat Bhai kapi se hurina manai. Kapi se hurina manai. Bharat Bhai kapi se hurina manai. Bharat Bhai kapi se hurina manai. Shakti ban lago Lakshman ke. Shakti ban lago Lakshman ke. Ahahakar bayo talmahi. Dronagiri kardar le ayo. बोर ना होने पाई कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई अहि रावण की भुजा उखाड़ी अहि रावण की भुजा उखाड़ी पति गयो मत माही जो बैया हनुमत नहीं होते जो बैया हनुमत नहीं होते मोहि को तल तो जग माही कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई कपि से उरे न मनाही भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई भरत बाई कपि से उरे न मनाई So this last couple of verses, it says Shaktiban lagyo Lakshman ke. That Lakshman was actually shot by this Shaktiban, by Indrajit. And it says Hahakar Bayo Dalamahi. There was an upheaval in the actual army. And remember, at that time, the main fighters that the Hanuman Sena actually had was Ram and Lakshman. And there's a few times when Ravan and Indrajit had actually made Ram and Lakshman unconscious. And it said, Dola Giri Kar Darle Ayo. He carried the Dola mountain peak in his hands before the dawn broke out. Because there was a time they had before they had to get the mountain there before dawn, so the Vedya could actually make the medicine for Lakshmanji. So this was done by Hanumanji. And the next verse says, Ahiravan ki bhuja ukari. So there was actually someone called Ahiravan. So this is a part of, there's a different Ramayan. I can't remember the name of it now. It's from south, I think. And there was, after Indrajit was actually killed, Ravan became extremely despondent. So Indrajit, he was betting everything on Indrajit because Indrajit was so powerful that he defeated all the demigods, including Indra. Indra is the most powerful demigod. So after he was killed, Ravan reached out to Ahiravan. So there's Ahiravan and Mahiravan. So Ahiravan was actually living in Patal Lok, and he refused to come and help Ravan because he said, what you're doing is wrong. Why should I go in an unjust war? So how are we supposed to win? Because like Haridas Prabhu said previously, these supposed demons are actually the sons of Kashyap Muni, who's basically one of the Prajapatis. So they're well versed with all Vedic literature. So Ahiravan said, why should I go and fight for you? Because this is the unjust war and I'll end up losing. So Ravan basically knew Ahiravan was a big worshipper of goddess Kali, and he would sacrifice humans to goddess Kali to get power. And he said to Ahiravan, why don't you come and sacrifice this Ram and Lakshman? They're the topmost of all of the humans. You'll really please Kali Mata by doing this. So when he would offer these humans in sacrifice, he would gain power from Kali Mata. So he thought, let's do it. So Vibhishan was very clever. He had spies still in Lanka, and he found out that Ravan was planning to do this. So he said to Hanumanji, you need to keep an eye on the hut where Ram and Lakshman are staying at night, make sure no one enters there that's not authorized. And so Hanumanji actually, like he did with his tail, went above the hut and with his tail made a barrier around the whole of the hut so no one could get in. And he said this Ahiravan came many times because they can change their form. So he turned into a monkey and came and said, I need to see Lord Ram. Hanumanji saw straight through it. He goes, you're a demon. Get away from here. You're not coming in. So he tried to become so many people and came. And he couldn't get in. And then Ahiravan thought, if I become Vibhishan, Hanumanji won't be able to tell because he'll see a Rakshas and he'll see, well, this is Vibhishan, that's okay. So Hanumanji could see. So Ahiravan turned into Vibhishan and actually came there. Oh, this is Vibhishan. Well, he is a Rakshas. I can see he's a Rakshas. Oh, it's Vibhishan. He's on our side, no problem. So he let Ahiravan in. And when he went in there, from that hut, he took Ram and Lakshman down to Patalok from there. And he said that Patalok is such a incredible place. All of the rules of this world are upside down there. So he said that even things like fire will flow. And like fire goes up, because water actually goes up in Patalok. Because it's completely different to this place. Even the laws of physics are different. So Hanumanji was so upset when he found out that this had happened. And Vibhishan says, what have we done? We were lost now. He'll sacrifice Ram and Lakshman to goddess Kali and we're finished. And so Hanumanji said, no, I'm going to go and save Lord Ram. And so Hanumanji went down to Patalok and he actually saw that there was a half monkey, half crocodile guarding this Patalok. And he went there, and I think the person's name was Murkadhwaj. And he came and he goes, I need to come in here. I'm trying to find Ram and Lakshman. He goes, you can't pass me. He goes, don't you know who I am? He goes, I'm the son of Hanuman. And Hanumanji looked at him and he thought, you what? He goes, I'm the son of Hanuman. And Hanumanji knew he was celibate. He goes, you can't be, because I'm Hanuman, I'm celibate. And when he said, he goes, well, actually, when you went to Lanka, when you jumped, a bead of sweat came down and went into the ocean, and a crocodile had grabbed that bead of sweat. And basically, a fish had eaten that crocodile, and because of your bead of sweat in there, that crocodile had a baby that was basically this Murkadhwaj. And he was incredibly powerful. And he goes, look, Ahiravan has raised me, so I'm loyal to him. So even though you're my own father, I have to fight you because I have to obey the instructions of Ahiravan. And so he started to fight with Hanumanji, and of course Hanumanji beat him. But because he was his son, he tied him up instead of killing him. And when he went to, and he saw Ram and Lakshman there, and he wasn't able to free them. And he thought, what's going on here? Why am I not able to free them? And he saw someone that was there, and they gave him some advice, saying, this Ahiravan, his power is actually split amongst 5 lamps in all the different corners of Patalok. And he goes, the only way to kill him is if one person can blow all those candles out simultaneously. So it's an impossible task. You can't do it. So Hanumanji said, don't worry, I'll do it. So then he basically became Panchamukhi Hanuman. You heard Hanumanji with 5 faces? He became Hanumanji with 5 faces, and with all 5 faces blew out those candles. And Ahiravan's power was gone. And he went there and he says, Ahiravan ki buja ukari, that he pulled off the arms of Ahiravan and killed him. And on the way out, when he took Ram and Lakshman saw this Murkadhwaj there. He goes, who is this person? And Hanumanji goes, it's my son. And Ram goes, okay, free him then. And he freed him and made him the king of Patalok on the way out. So this you can see Hanumanji even saved Ram and Lakshman from that. So, and Hanumanji is obviously Lord Shiva. So he's the most wonderful devotee of the Lord. So Hanumanji is so incredible that he obeyed the Lord in so many different ways. So I know this is a story about Diwali, but it's very important to understand that Lord Ram, when he comes, he does pastimes with his devotees. And it's really important that we recognize these devotees and pray for their mercy to get bhakti to the Lord. Because Hanumanji is so incredible, he has that incredible bhakti. And Lord Ram's brothers, Lakshmanji, did so much. And you can see that by following the examples of these wonderful devotees, we can get that bhakti for the Lord. And Pandit Maharaj said the other day when we had a program with him that this Diwali is not just about lighting jorts and putting some fireworks on and looking and saying, wow, that's amazing, wow, what's the point of life? You know, it's about lighting that diva of bhakti to the Lord in your heart. Lighting that diva of bhakti to Lord Ram in your heart. And you can see from all of these wonderful pastimes of the Lord, these are the real things that give you amazing joy when you actually listen to them. It's like you might think, oh, this sounds like some superhero movie. How many times can you watch a superhero movie before you're like, I just don't want to hear it anymore? But you can listen to the pastimes and activities of Lord Ram, Lord Krishna again and again, and they're newer and newer and newer. And they actually give you pleasure. This is not an accident. It's not a mistake. It's because those pastimes are always happening. So we should take this opportunity of Diwali to actually realize that we should get engrossed in the pastimes of the Lord. And because it's going to be Govardhan Puja today, I'll finish with one little pastime of Lord Krishna. So Pandit Maharaj says this very nicely. There's a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam where Yashoda Mata is putting Lord Krishna and Balaram to sleep. And she's telling him, in very brief, the story of Lord Ram. And she's saying once there was a king called Dashrath, and Lord Krishna went, because Krishna was falling asleep. And even in the shloka, there's the word, because Krishna is humming along with it, saying, yep, I'm hearing. So he goes, there was a king called Dashrath, and he had a son called Lord Ram. And he goes, and he married Sita Mata, and he was banished to the forest for 14 years. And he said, and then Ravan came and kidnapped this Sita. And he said that when Lord Krishna heard this, Lord Krishna jumped up and said, "Ay Lakshman, bring my Dhanush." And Lord Krishna is thinking, last avatar, I let this nonsense person steal my Sita, not in this avatar. And he said to Balaram, he goes, "Lakshman, go and get my Dhanush, go and get my arrows." And then Krishna immediately looked around and he saw Yashodabhata and he saw Balaram and he thought, uh-oh, this is the wrong incarnation. And Yashodabhata goes, "Krishna, what happened to you?" And Krishna just shyly thought, well, it's such a beautiful shloka, I was just playing along. And he sat down and went back to sleep. So you can see Govardhan Puja is tomorrow. Lord Krishna, when he came, was seeing so many, there were so many parallels. And if actually we haven't got time now, but there's so many Leelas where Lord Ram and Sita Mata were going to a particular place and they would see Lord Ram as Lord Krishna and Sita Mata as Srimati Radharani. So we're running out of time, so I'll finish for today. So I hope you enjoyed this class and a bit of the bhajan, and happy Diwali to everyone.
Oh, Gauranga, that was amazing. Honestly, I really enjoyed that.
Can't hear you, Pavan.
You can't hear me. I'm not muted. Haribol?
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
So I think we've got, I think on my side, the speakers aren't working.
Oh, okay, so this was really good. Are we not going to have like a end with an ecstatic bhajan about Lord Ramji?
Yeah, I think my speakers are not working on this side. Okay, need to put the mic, get a look.
So Gauranga, so while they're trying to sort that out on the speakers, I would like to humbly request to all the devotees, the listeners, and all the well wishers of ISKCON Coventry that Jai Ho, Gauranga.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. Wasn't that the details he gave? There were so amazing details.
Wonderful. Honestly, I was just sitting, leaning back on the chair and meditating.
It was like fireworks coming out of his mouth, with the details and descriptions. Part of Diwali.
That's right. Yeah, wonderful.
Excellent. The timing for tomorrow. Maybe people want to
Yes.
know. At 12 o'clock, we are thinking of doing the Govardhan Puja, the Abhishek,
Yeah.
Govardhan Puja. So that people should have their Aarti trays ready and everything, and we'll zoom into the Giriraj at the temple. There'll be
Yeah.
Abhishek done, bit of Kirtan, and then once the Abhishek is complete, we'll actually do the puja offering and have a banana as well if you can. If you haven't got one, put an apple there or whatever fruit. So then all this will be, worship will be done, and then whatever people have prepared as a bhoga offering, that
Yeah.
should be put in on the altar, and put your cameras there or the computers, and the deity Sachin and Indra will zoom in and honor the bhoga at 12:30. That'll go for 20 minutes, and then at 1 o'clock there'll be puja, aarti, not puja, sorry, aarti at the end to complete the whole program. And because we are doing this extended program at lunchtime, there will be no evening, like the Sunday program.
That's right.
So otherwise it'll be too much, because we got tonight and then tomorrow afternoon as well. But the japa and the Bhagavatam reading will go on as 7:30 in the evening. So that gathering will be there. So I think if you can tell viewers again that there'll be no Sunday program, but instead they can zoom in. It's a Zoom program at 12 o'clock at the temple for the Govardhan Puja. Anji.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. So I hope everybody was listening to Haridas Prabhu. So the timings have been given out and the links will be given out on commentary notice board, and they might filter across onto other WhatsApp groups as well. Please tell your family and friends, because this is a new start, a Govardhan Puja on Zoom and offering bhoga to the lordships. And Haridas Prabhu, I think, will be the lead as the Pujari for Govardhan Puja, or we having the Pujari doing Govardhan Puja?
No, the Pujari will be doing activity. I'll actually get a sankalpa, Swagatam. And I'll be conducting from here. Vidu Prabhu and Vidurani will be at the temple, assisting Pujari, otherwise the Lone Ranger there. And it's a big occasion, so somebody should be there.
I think he's been doing well as a Lone Ranger.
Yeah, and Vidur helped with the lighting as well, and they're there tonight as well, and they said they want to accompany him, and so it's going to be exciting. So what I'll do is I'll get the sankalp done here to everybody on the Zoom when they come on, and then we'll actually watch the Abhishek with a bit of a kirtan, and then the puja will be done by everybody. To Giriraj will be zooming in again, and then we'll have a little 2 or 3 minutes to set up the altar with bhoga and everything, and we'll zoom in the Lordship to honor your offering. And just realize that the Govardhan Shila is witnessing you doing worship to it. And I know when I'm in Brajdam and we're doing Parikrima, they always say, watch out what you desire when you're near Giriraj. He fulfills your wishes. And I've seen that happen, with many, many devotees. And so please wish for, surrender to Lord Krishna's lotus feet. And also another thing, if people want to help give for Go Seva, cows and everything, because on Giriraj, after Lord lifted the Govardhan for 7 days, then Surabhi came in and told Indra off. He said, you're supposed to protect the cows, but you endanger them, the Braj cows. He said, from now on, Krishna will be called Govind. Govind, he named him, he goes, because he protected the cows and all that. So to do Go Seva on Giriraj Day is very, very crucial, And being Kartik as well, come on, the results are going to be amazing. You're going to be in love with Krishna forever.
That is true, Haridas Prabhu. That's like double whammy, as I would say in English. You're in the month of Kartik and celebrating Govardhan Puja. So what more better service than to do but to honor the cows as Krishna did all those thousands of years ago.
Okay, so now what we're doing is we're wrapping up now, and there's no fireworks as such. Some people have bought a little bit. I'll blow up a brown paper bag, maybe bust it. And but we've had the aartis and everything like that. So we're going to close with the Gurusevak singing Swagatam Sri Ram.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
on the guitar. We haven't heard him for a while on the guitar.
No, that'd
So
be good to end with
I
a wonderful
think
Kirtan.
they're ready, or they're next door. Oh, there you are. There's a guitar playing. So Gurusevak, are you ready?
Yep, ready.
You can hear? Okay. So after Swagatam, I think we won't be coming on again, Pavan, you and me.
Yeah, we won't be coming on
Happy
again.
Diwali to you, and thank you for coming on board, and all the Kirtaniers and all the children for the videos, and Gurusevak for a wonderful Kirtan and all the support and everything which is going on. So wish you all well and sleep well, and we pray for everyone. And one of the Maharajas who wasn't well, he passed away, this morning. And in Kartik, I think, he's going to be going back to Ganesh Prabhupada's disciple. And so if there's any prayers to be done, please do it in Kartik for everyone to get, so they become well, they recover, and they keep on being devoted to the Supreme Lord. So anyway, Pavan, thank you very much. It was lovely.
Thank you, Haridas Prabhu.
Program. Okay, Gurusevak, you're on.
Swagatam Shri Ram, Suswagatam Shri Ram,
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 Swagatam Shri Ram, Swagatam Shri Ram,
Swagatam Shri Ram, Swagatam Shri Ram,
Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam 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 Shri Ram,
Swagatam Shri Ram, Suswagatam 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 Shri Ram,
Swagatam Suswagatam Sharanagatam 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 Shri Ram,
Swagatam Shri Ram, Suswagatam Shri Ram,
Swagatam Shri Ram, Suswagatam Shri Ram,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Oh Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
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 बोल सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. Happy Diwali to everyone. And गिरिराज महामहोत्सव की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. सबको प्रणाम, दंडवत प्रणाम.